It was April 2015, London. The narrow streets of Hatton Garden, known for its diamond trade, were quiet under the Easter weekend silence. In a small East London pub, four elderly men sat huddled over their beers. Brian Reeder, 76, a retired thief known as the Master, was restless. His pension couldn't stretch far, and he missed the thrill of the old days. "One last job," Reeder said, his wrinkled hands trembling slightly. "Big enough to retire properly. No blood, just brilliance." Around the table sat Terry Perkins, 67, the diabetic safecracker; Kenny Collins, 75, the lookout man; and Danny Jones, 60, the eccentric engineer. They laughed about their ages, but beneath the humor was hunger, the need to feel alive again. For weeks they planned in secret, using maps, blueprints, and an old police radio scanner. Jones discovered the Hatton Garden Safe Deposit looted, a vault beneath an old office building, rumored to store millions in jewels. "Perfect," he said. "No alarms worth worrying about over Easter. Everyone, I'll be home eating lamb." They bought cheap burner phones, disguises, and tools. Their greatest asset was Jones's pride, a Hilti DD350 diamond drill capable of boring through concrete walls. But they were not alone. A mysterious younger man known only as Basil joined them, calm, clever, and connected. No one knew his real name. No one asked. April 2nd, 2015. London slept while the men crept through the quiet alleyway, dressed in orange workman's overalls. Basil had the key to the building. How he got it, none of them knew. They slipped inside the vault room's basement. They disabled the elevator, climbed down the shaft, and began drilling into the vault wall. Sparks flew. Sweat dripped down their wrinkled faces. It took 2 nights of relentless work to cut a hole big enough to crawl through. When they finally entered, the sight stunned them. Boxes upon boxes of diamonds, gold, and cash. They filled bags until their backs arched. "We're bloody legends," Terry laughed, tears glistening in his eyes. Old dogs still got it, but they had made mistakes. Cameras had caught glimpses of their van, their face hidden by dust masks, but still visible. And then, the twist. When the gang returned the next day to finish, they found the vault nearly empty. Someone had already taken the best of the loot. Basil was gone. Reeder's face went pale. "He played us," he muttered. The young blood double-crossed the old guard. They took what remained and fled, splitting nearly 14 million worth of jewels. But paranoia crept in. Their phones pinged off towers. Surveillance caught them on CCTV. A month later, police raids swept through London. Officers broke into Reeder's home and found bags of jewels buried in his garden shed. Terry Perkins was arrested in bed, his insulin kit beside him. Kenny Collins was caught in his van, shaking his head in disbelief. Only Basil vanished, his identity still a mystery. As they stood trial, their ages shocked the world. These were not young gangsters, but pensioners, men who had once walked ways, collected pensions, and visited grandchildren. At sentencing, the courtroom was silent. Reeder looked frail but defiant. "We didn't hurt anyone," he said softly. "Just wanted one last taste of old life." The judge disagreed. The men were sentenced to prison terms that would outlast some of their remaining years. For many, it was the final chapter. But deep down, they knew they had made history. Years later, the Hatton Garden heist would be called the greatest burglary in British history. Some of the stolen gems were never recovered. And as for Basil, the ghost in the system, he remains free, somewhere out there, a living legend among thieves. The elderly men became symbols of both tragedy and defiance, proof that even in old age, the hunger for thrill never fades. Greed never ages, and neither does regret. Like and subscribe for more real crime stories that shock and inspire.